Apple's journey from a small startup to a tech giant is nothing short of remarkable, transforming how we experience technology. It all began in 1976 when Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne came together to create a company that would disrupt the tech world. Their first big product, the Apple I and then the iconic Macintosh, set the foundation for Apple's commitment to design and innovation. Today, Apple is valued at over $2.5 trillion, making it one of the most valuable companies in the world. One of the things that makes Apple so unique is its meticulous attention to design and user experience. Every product from Apple is created to look and feel premium, with a minimalist aesthetic that keeps users coming back. Apple has mastered the art of combining cutting-edge technology with a sleek, user-friendly design, ensuring that its products are intuitive and accessible to everyone, from tech novices to experts. This approach has given rise to a cult-like following of loyal customers who feel they're part of an exclusive club. Apple's products aren't just devices, they're statements. And part of the reason for this loyalty is Apple's renowned walled garden ecosystem. Apple's ecosystem, often called the walled garden, is designed so that each product works seamlessly with the others. If you have an iPhone, an Apple Watch, and a MacBook, you know how seamlessly they sync, making tasks like transferring files, receiving calls, or tracking health data feel effortless. This interconnectedness makes switching to a non-Apple product feel almost inconvenient, which is exactly what Apple wants. The walled garden is a double-edged sword. It's user-friendly and keeps everything consistent, but it also locks users into Apple's world, making it hard for them to leave. This strategy has played a massive role in Apple's market dominance, helping the company capture over 40% of the U.S. smartphone market by 2023. Security and privacy are also central to Apple's appeal. In an era where data breaches and privacy concerns are on the rise, Apple has positioned itself as a guardian of user privacy. Unlike many tech companies, Apple's business model isn't centered around data collection. They don't sell your data to advertisers, which gives them a significant advantage in the eyes of privacy-conscious consumers. Features like Face ID and end-to-end encryption for iMessage set Apple apart, showing that the company takes privacy seriously. In 2021, Apple introduced App Tracking Transparency, a feature that requires apps to ask permission before tracking user data. This move was a game changer, costing companies like Facebook billions in ad revenue and showing Apple's commitment to protecting its users. However, Apple's rise hasn't been without controversy. Over the years, the company has faced several high-profile lawsuits and allegations that challenge its practices. One of the most notable legal battles was with Epic Games over App Store policies. Epic claimed that Apple's 30% commission on in-app purchases was monopolistic, sparking a global conversation on whether Apple's App Store policies are too restrictive. In 2021, Apple was ordered to allow developers to redirect users to external payment options, which could impact their multi-billion-dollar App Store revenue stream. Then there's the Batterygate controversy, where Apple was accused of slowing down older iPhones to push users to buy new ones. This led to a $500 million settlement in 2020 and damaged Apple's image for a while, raising questions about whether the company practices planned obsolescence. Speaking of controversial practices, Apple has long been criticized for its approach to third-party repairs. Known as the right to repair debate, this issue centers on Apple's restrictive repair policies that make it difficult for users to repair their own devices or use third-party repair shops. Instead, Apple encourages users to go through their expensive repair service. Critics argue that this approach is both anti-consumer and harmful to the environment as it leads to more electronic waste. Despite the backlash, Apple announced in 2021 that it would begin allowing customers to purchase genuine Apple parts for at-home repairs, signaling a small but significant shift in policy. One area where Apple is trying to make a positive impact is in its environmental initiatives. Apple has pledged to become 100% carbon neutral across its entire supply chain and product lifecycle by 2030. This means that every device you buy from Apple by the end of the decade will have net zero climate impact. The company is also leading the way in using recycled materials. For instance, the iPhone 13 is made with 100% recycled rare earth elements in the magnets, including those used in MagSafe. This commitment to sustainability has earned Apple praise from environmental advocates and sets a high standard for other tech companies to follow. Apple is also pushing the boundaries of technology in its research and development. Each year, Apple spends billions on R&D to explore new technologies like augmented reality, artificial intelligence, and even electric vehicles. Rumors about Apple's AR glasses and an electric car have been circulating for years, with reports suggesting that these could be released within the next decade. This continued investment in R&D is why Apple remains at the forefront of innovation, always staying one step ahead of competitors. Apple's work in AI has already made Siri one of the most widely used virtual assistants, and the company is expected to expand its capabilities in AI-driven health monitoring and other areas in the future. Beyond its products, Apple's influence is global, and its market strategies vary depending on the region. In markets like the US and Europe, Apple products are seen as high-end. But in emerging markets like India, the company has had to adjust its strategy, offering lower-cost iPhones and aggressively expanding its retail presence. Apple opened its first physical stores in India in 2023, which was a huge step in a market dominated by affordable Android devices. This strategy is part of Apple's effort to reach the next billion users and continue growing in regions where its market share has traditionally been low. Despite its many strengths, Apple has faced criticism over its supply chain practices, particularly in China. The company relies heavily on Chinese manufacturing, which has led to concerns over labor practices and working conditions in factories run by suppliers like Foxconn. The COVID-19 pandemic and recent geopolitical tensions have highlighted the risks of this reliance, with Apple facing production delays due to lockdowns and tariffs. The company has announced plans to diversify its supply chain, moving some production to countries like India and Vietnam, but China remains its largest manufacturing hub. In terms of cultural impact, Apple's influence extends beyond technology into music, television, and more. With services like Apple Music and Apple TV+, Apple is now competing with streaming giants like Spotify and Netflix. Apple TV Plus has produced hit shows like Ted Lasso, which has won multiple Emmy Awards and helped Apple establish itself as a player in the entertainment industry. Apple Music has also become a major force in music streaming, especially after the launch of features like spatial audio and lossless audio, which aim to provide higher quality sound than competitors. Finally, as we look to the future, Apple is rumored to be working on several groundbreaking projects, including advancements in health tech through the Apple Watch, augmented reality experiences, and possibly even self-driving cars. With each new release, Apple continues to push the boundaries of what's possible, often setting trends that other tech companies scramble to follow. Whether it's through innovative products, privacy-first policies, or environmental efforts, Apple has made an indelible mark on the world, solidifying its place not just as a tech company, but as a cultural icon. Apple's journey shows no signs of slowing down, and it's safe to say that the company's impact will be felt for generations to come. And that's just the beginning.